Recording. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just going to use myself as an example. I'm going to search for like the house number. So that's what I'm searching for. I know my house number is 4647. And I don't think we're still able to do that just yet. Oh, yeah, we are. So it does search by the house number, which is good. So
Okay.
I'm going to pull up my name. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new appointment. So right here it says appointments. I guess that's appointments in the past. These are add appointments. So I'm going to create a new appointment for today. Technician, it's going to be me. Today is the 12th. I'm going to book it for today's time slot. And I'm going to hit add appointment. So it does show today, which is the 12th.
But no appointment.
Showing up.
Okay.
Okay. So what I do is like if I go back, and if I go back, it'll allow me to like remember the person's stuff. But I have to go all the way back to like, so like I can't really pull myself back up.
Oh, I see. So when you're in the when you go to the when it flips you to the calendar view, you can't
to the calendar, but
you can't go back to your contact view.
Back to what I was doing.
Okay, so maybe we need to
go back and click on myself. It does show that there was an appointment, and I can book it like in the future and hit add this appointment. And it does say adding, and so now it will show up.
Okay, so I think I just saw. So when you selected the 12 to 3, because it's
the time frame we're in.
Exactly, because we're stamped at 12:33 or whatever, it does not show up. But if you choose 3 to 5,
2 to 5,
2 to 5, it okay. All right. Okay.
So I'm going to click on this appointment right here. And what I'm trying to do, I'm actually just acting like I just got here, or I'm en route. So the start time, you got 8, 10, 12.
No, yeah, that needs to be a.
We want that to be like the actual clock.
Yeah, exactly. Clock to start like a stopwatch, but the actual time.
Yeah, like start, and then the end time. The end time should be populated once you take a payment.
Okay.
So there's several different payment methods, which are cash, check, charge, financing, and then we have a net 30. Okay. So they're always, and what net 30 is that I didn't collect anything, and that they have 30 days to pay that invoice.
Otherwise, you go repossess the AC unit.
Right, something like that. So you can add like, once air cleaner or something like that. We can add a note, and so you can put that in there, or we can put like gate code is blah blah blah. You can put that in there. That's good. So we can put those in there.
Now, what happens? What happens if you hit that button down there that says update time? What is that button?
What I did is when I put the notes in, it rewrites the notes.
Oh, it didn't keep the same note. Oh, this is the first note. Okay, so it's only keeping the most recent.
When I hit update time, I don't know. It says update time. So I hit update time, and it says time updated successfully. I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
But it does show it says create a new invoice, which I didn't ask it to do that. All we asked to do was to update the time.
Oh, so that maybe that's what his stop thing.
It says new invoice. So right here we can say create invoice.
Yeah.
And that's the new invoice button. So I think they have the same directives.
Okay.
Buttons.
Okay.
Update time doesn't appear to be working properly.
Okay. So we need to fix it. We need to fix the time cells.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we need to fix the time cells. When you get there, it needs to be exact times, like
whatever the time is. It should
1:20,
right.
Whatever, and then the time you leave shouldn't even
populate. That shouldn't be there until you process a payment.
Exactly.
The payment is like the last thing that we do is collect the money. And so like when I say okay, this is paid, then it timestamps the invoice as complete.
Okay.
So on this right here, it shows my address, city, state. That's all correct. Doesn't show any cross streets or anything like that.
Do you want that on the invoice?
Well, I need to. Well, at the end of the day, this invoice has to get emailed to the homeowner.
Exactly.
So there's no space in here for me to put in the email address. There's no
Okay.
drop down here. It says contact, but it says like sell. Now I have several different people that we can contact. There could be property managers, there could be homeowners, there can be tenants, there can be. We have to be able to add multiple phone numbers
Okay.
to the client, and I also need to add to just add an email address as well.
Totally.
So like there should be I don't know if there's a drop down or a plus sign we can add over here to where we could add a second contact method.
Okay.
Cross streets they doesn't have to be on the invoice, but like as far as contact information, we do need to have that.
Yeah.
So like what we're doing is like it's just categories, select parts. If you look over here on my this is how FileMaker's laid out.
Yeah.
And it shows the name, the cross streets, the phone number. This is how we're searching for appointments, because when we go in here to book an appointments, we need to kind of see like this is the name, this is where it's at, and this is the phone number.
So the cross streets will show up instead
I
of
need
the
to
address.
see cross streets so we can group the groupings. So like when Krista's trying to slide somebody into the future, she sees we're on the west side. She's not going to put an east side call in there on that day. So
Yeah.
like today was Tatum and Shea. We've got 2 out in Ellsworth and Guadalupe. Like Tuesday, there's nothing going on Wednesday.
Okay.
So like if somebody calls in and they're on like say the west side, these are both east side calls. She'd probably look down here and go, okay, we're not going to be on the west side till like, probably like next week.
Okay. All right.
So this is the layout for the appointment list. It shows the name, the cross streets, the phone number. It shows the date up here. It shows the status unassigned, means like you have assigned it to a specific person. And so we can say, okay, Tim gets this call, Eric gets this call, or David gets this call. We assign them to certain people, and then that's what establishes their permissions, where they can only see what's been assigned to them.
Exactly.
I might have 10 appointments, but 3 go to one tech, 3 go to the other tech. I don't want technicians being able to see like what other people got, and
Exactly.
then people start getting jealous. If you look at the notes, it says like all the notes that we've been including.
Now those notes come from the calendar area when she enters in the information. It just
Right.
pre-populates there. Okay. So that's
like-
the notes for the upcoming call.
Right.
Okay.
This is the notes. Says that this is how. Usually she'll put in like where we got it. This says an estimate for adding some duct work and other issues.
Okay.
This is a existing customer. It's maintenance.
Okay.
So it's just her initials, like who took the notes. So this is basically the notes of the deal.
Okay.
So when we click on this, I click on that person's information, and you can kind of see this is their name, this is their address, this is their cross streets, but you see their contact methods. You'll see owner cell. This is a drop down, which I can make this say whatever we want.
Okay.
And actually, it's not working right now. I don't know why. But there also is a thing for dispatch. And that's like the dispatch number. Like we'll get like something from American Home Shield, AHS. Like what we'll do is it'll be like a 9-digit number. It'll be like 609 909 456.
Okay.
And then I'll hit AHS. This is like a dispatch number for American Home Shield. Once I get an authorization from that person, they'll give us, say it's $500. We'll put that in there. There's usually a 4-digit code that comes after it. That's who approved the amount.
Okay.
It shows the notes. It says, is it the first time service? Do they have a service contract with us? When is the appointment? Is it assigned to somebody? The promised time is 8 to 11, and then what's the reason for the appointment? We've got checkup, AC checkup, EVAP checkup, heating checkup, PMA checkup, service call, PMA.
Up. Shit. Yeah, okay, we're recording now again. Go for it.
All right, well, in the FileMaker, it shows appointment detail. You'll see there's several different layouts. Up in the left-hand corner, you'll see appointment detail, which there's 5 buttons up here. There's contacts, agreements, appointments, invoices, and product. Product basically is all of our part numbers. So there's a part number that corresponds to the description, which corresponds to the category in which it's in, whether or not it's taxable. It'll say free if a PMA. We have people who are on a service contract, or some of the items we include when they're on a program. So like when you see here, like service call, those are free when people have a program. Like if they have a checkup or service call, those are free. So when we put those in as a line item, since we have it established that they're free, it'll show a value to it, but it won't calculate it in the total. So there is a unit price of what the part costs. PMA price is a 20% discount off of our retail. And so then you'll see cost. So this, every time that you look up here, you'll see product list. I have invoice list. This is essentially every invoice that I've sent since 2013. So I can basically go in here, invoice number 36, and I can scroll in here and look at every invoice that we've sent going all the way back to 2013.
Now I wonder, are we going to be able to get those out of there and upload them into the new system? I wonder.
That's something that I would have, we're going to have to deal with. I mean,
Okay.
Susan,
I'm just trying to see what selections now, what selections you have up there, if there's anything there.
So there's invoice, there's the date, there's the name and their email. There's the reason why we were out there. The status is like whether we completed the call or we never went, how they paid, the date that we emailed, the receipt, it timestamps it.
Cool.
And then it shows how much it was, and then it shows if there's a balance yet to be paid on it or what have you.
Okay.
And so when you go up to this other layout that says appointment list, that's what we're typically looking at when I'm doing dispatching.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
like I look in here and at a glance I can say, because it'll show Eric, this is one's assigned to David. So it'll show like 8 to 11 for Eric, and then it'll show 8 to 11 for David. And then it'll show 10 to 1 for David or Eric and 10 to 1 for me. So like
Okay.
it has to do it by time frame, and then it has to do it by technician.
Now, what about, is that the only view you have for appointments? You don't have a monthly view, you just have like a weekly view?
That's it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can go monthly. I can go all the way to. I can go all the way. When I go into a book an appointment, I can choose 2020 if I want.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the view.
The view. This is the only view
okay.
I have.
Okay.
So
now,
the
does
view
that
on this
help?
is
Now,
a
what
little
about,
different than what you got.
so if she needs to schedule somebody for like next Friday, find an appointment for next Friday, she just has to scroll to next Friday then.
Well, I'm saying like if you look at your setup, and we're going off this calendar, and I got 2 or 3 or 4 technicians, and we got 4 and 5 different time frames. I don't see how you're going to fit all that information.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean. But you also have a week. Click on that week view up there in the upper right, and then it just goes to a different,
Right.
So and then day, and then and then the list view should be kind of the same that you have now. If you click on
Day is pretty similar.
Yeah, so the list view. Click on the list view right there.
And so list view. Yeah, lists.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the way he set that up, so it would kind of look like the front.
Shows 2 to 2:30. So, I don't know how that's a time frame, but I don't. We'll have to look at that. But
Yeah.
in
It's
any
not a
event,
time
you
frame.
go back to FileMaker and you go say to a agreement list. This is every preventive maintenance program that we've ever sold. It shows the number, the first name, the last name, what zip code they're in. Maintenance program. This is what we sold, whether it was a 3-year, 5-year. It shows that they're expired, or if it's current, it shows when it started, when it expired. It shows like email status. This is for like, we put that in there in case like people wanted to opt out.
Yeah.
And so we were going in there and opting them out.
Now, does it send out an email to remind them that their system's getting ready to expire?
No, but we'd like to do that.
Okay. Did you get that on, Jen? See if we can't set up that email alert maybe 30 days out or something of their maintenance agreement expiring.
And then you'll see contact list, this shows us like every contact in the database.
Yeah.
But it breaks it down like this is their name, this is their address, it shows their phone, email, their tenant phone number. It shows that they had a PMA, when it started, number of units, number of years, whether it's an annual or a biannual.
Okay.
We have a search way to find duplicates. There's duplicate phone numbers. We have duplicate emails. We have a tab to like merge two people together. Like if we find two people that are the same, we click on 1 and 2, and
Okay.
we merge those two people together. So this is the list of every person we have, and you can click this little arrow.
And it just
You click
opens
that
up the
arrow,
stuff.
it goes to contact detail. And so this is what we have as far as contact detail. So what I would do here, this is contacts, agreements, appointments, invoices, parts list, tax rates. These are all things that are up in here. Contacts, agreements, appointments. That's all the contacts, agreements, appointments. So those buttons will give you these layouts.
Okay.
We had different tax rates in different jurisdictions, like one in Mesa, one in Tempe. We also had where, like, if somebody goes on the internet and they submit their information, that we can create a contact from that submission. And so we just basically, we create this, and it's from, like, whatever came in through the email.
Okay.
We also have buttons up here to do a full export of all the email addresses if we want to do broadcast emails, or if we want to do print advertising. We can output everybody's address. We can output everyone's phone number if we wanted to do call lists. We can print labels for like letterhead for letters or what have you. And then this list feature, if you hit list, that goes back to the contact list.
Okay.
And so everything's up here in this little corner up here. So you always have to look at what you're doing up here. Contact list, contact detail. We really only run out of contact detail and appointment detail. Those are like our two major lists that we deal with.
Now scroll down a little bit more for the contact details so you can see all the fields that are in there. So you
There's
have the
product list. This is how we like if I want to, like, I'll say one day I want to raise the prices. I just come in here and go $23.50, boom. And so I can change the price of whatever we want here. I can change a part number if I want.
Okay.
So like you can sit there and say, but this part number corresponds with this part. It's in this category. So we have different categories. We have compressors, control boards. So say I wanted to add a new part. Say I want to add a new control board. I'd look in here and say there's 1806, 1804, 1802. So I'm going to add a new part number. It's going to be 1808, 1808, and we're going to call it OEM frost board. I just did a board today, and I want to make sure that we keep this price in there forever. I can go to control boards. I can say that board's going to be $485, and it will automatically put it down here.
and it
Shows
calculates the
what the discount
20%.
is, shows you the part number. I can edit it if I miss type, and it'll be in there forever.
Okay.
So like we want to be able to add part numbers. And so what I'm finding in your guys' thing is that when we go to invoice, and I'm saying this is the invoice I'm creating today, I can click on invoice number 139. It was a maintenance checkup. This parts, I don't know what 4248 is.
That's weird.
I
Okay.
can't edit that or do anything.
So the layout's wrong.
It's a
It needs to
checkup.
be a line item layout instead of a paragraph layout.
Well, I don't know what this invoice is. If I'm looking up invoices, I don't like. So like, I have to go back to. Let me go back. This is an invoice that got created, so I'll just go back to contacts, and I have to go to say I can go back. It does retain the search, and so I hit search, and so like, I can go ahead and click on this person. And so it does show their cell phone number, but like say I wanted to add stuff to this. I just pulled up this person and they say, hey, I need you to call my daughter. She's at this phone number. I have nowhere to put that in there. I'd have to put it in the notes.
Okay.
So we want to be able to add new contact information. We want to be able to like add like this note. We would say, okay, the gate code is 1313 or whatever. You can add that note, but it shows it down here. And this you could say, daughter will be home. Stuff that Krista tells us. And so it does show that the notes there it is doing that. So we have notes, we have appointments. I don't know if this is previous past appointments. I'm thinking that's what that is.
Yeah.
You can add a new appointment. What we want to do from this, it says service agreements, proposals, images, invoices. Well, I want to add a new invoice. So I'm creating a new one. And when I create a new one, it's going to pull all of this information over.
Yep.
It should show their email address as well, because you have to email the invoice to the homeowner. But what we're doing here is if I hit add line item, it'll say invoice add line item. It shows a line item here, but I can't I can't scroll down like to the categories or the description. I can't type anything in here. So like on the FileMaker, if I go to contact detail and this is this person, what I have to do is first of all I have to hit a new appointment, and I would, all right, well I'm making this appointment for today, and so I'm making it for 12 to 3, and we're gonna call this like a service call. And we're gonna, and this is the technician. This is Eric, and then I assign that to him, so it only shows up on his schedule.
Yeah.
And the time arrival, we're gonna call that 1:02. I usually will have to put that in there, but the departure I don't put in there. Do they have a service contract? No. Is it the first time I've been out there? No. These are little buttons. Where's the cross streets? We should be able to like map it and put those in there. The cross streets should show up whatever cross streets we've added into this zip code. But
Okay.
right now it shows appointments, okay? And I can click on that appointment, and then I click invoices. Oh, that's not right. I'm trying to figure out how to write it. I don't think you can write an invoice. You have to do that from the pad.
Okay.
But
No problem. Let's stop here. This is 25 minutes so far, and it's going to be pretty big. And plus, he has lots of stuff to work with. So,
okay.
but yeah, this is cool. So, and then the next one we can probably I want to spend a little bit more time in FileMaker. I want to make sure we can add from those right there, that screen when you hit the plus signs. I want to make sure the layouts are better. So, no, I'm glad you showed us this for sure. So
I'll just, I'll let you guys look at the FileMaker, and
okay. All right, cool.
you can kind of see the